Hello and welcome to Insights, the podcast with your host, Joe Pane. Join me in this deep exploration of our personal journeys from ambition to meaning, where we stop living life fast and start living life deep. This is a journey of waking up and realizing that our lives have never been about us, but about others. True success leaves positive ripple effects on other souls. I believe that success needs to be redefined from our own personal ambitious endeavors to be redefined as the value that we leave and give to others around us. Join me now as we begin this journey to deeper connections, even more fulfillment, some fun, curiosity, life, love, and all good things. Your deeper journey from ambition to meaning starts right now. Well, hello everyone, and welcome to episode 74, and welcome to Insights. And if just have some quick housekeeping before I hop into today's fascinating topic, the Emotional Fitness Hub, our closed private Facebook group. If the messages in this whole series of podcast episodes resonates with you genuinely, then feel welcome to join me at the Emotional Fitness Hub on Facebook. It's a closed Facebook group, as I say. It's a private group. And once a week there, every Wednesday, I do a little mini training that goes for about as long as one of these episodes, about 15, 20 minutes, sharing insights in emotional health, emotional fitness, and spirituality. So look forward to seeing you there. And you may already be there. All right. So welcome to episode 74, how to create the clarity for what you don't know you want. Well, what the heck does that mean? So I want to share with you today some insights into some aspects of how people think in terms of general patterns of the human condition. You know, based on the last 16 years of being out there in the field with different markets, different communities, all kinds of different people from different walks of life, I've found that most people on the planet can, with great clarity, tell you what they don't want. However, if we ask the same person, well, what do you want? In most cases, I'd be met with blank stares or a vague response, or most certainly, would lack the same level of crystalline clarity as when they tell me what they don't want, right? So mostly this is because what we don't want, we have either already had, we've had it and hated it, or we are bored of it, or it could be a blend of all of the above. It's something that has had a fairly decent presence in our historical experiences. And lots of people also remain stuck in what they don't want. And this is because of a secret addiction. And that addiction is an addiction to certainty. And this addiction to certainty is unconscious in the bulk of the population, especially in Western society. So this addiction to certainty comes in many disguises. You know, you've heard the cliche, better the devil you know, is the most common disguise. I mean, I'm not a fan of that saying, better the devil you know. So you may as well stay with the ordinary devil that you know than to explore the possibility of grander, experiences. I mean, it's crazy. So most people would rather stay in that ordinary relationship or that ordinary job which lacks love or any kind of joy because it's been known for just a little bit too long. And for most, the unknown is scarier than the known. Now, I guess I'm stating something reasonably obvious there, but the irony is that the opposite is true. Given that growth is a perpetual need of the human condition, all growth is in the unknown. Staying in the known is scarier because the inevitable destination is some kind of depression. I'm not talking about clinical depression, although on the rare occasion it leads to that. But I'm talking about depressive moods, depressive emotions, those flat sort of, uninspirational places to be emotionally. Hence, living a beige, ordinary, extremely predictable existence is scarier than trying something new. The psychology of living with what I don't want is completely different from the psychology of living with what I do want. So when trying to apply the thinking that gives the clarity of what we don't want to what we do want, we will be mostly faced with a vague, blank, or nowhere near level of clarity. Oh, let me just say that again, right? So when trying to apply the thinking of what gives us clarity, of what we don't want, so the clarity of what we don't want, when we apply that thinking to what we do want, we're going to be circling, literally in circles, staying in that vague, blank, lack of clarity kind of space. Let me explain more. So this addiction to certainty leads many people to expend more energy and time moving away from what they don't want. They make what is known as moving away decisions. So I call these moving away decisions instead of what I call moving toward decisions. What's the difference? And this is a crucial distinction here. A moving away decision is based in fear. It is a form of escape, whether that escape is physical or psychological. When we make a moving away decision, it is very difficult to find peace or joy or even have any kind of settling kind of feeling. Feeling unsettled and lacking in any kind of peace infiltrates every part of our daily lives. This in turn influences the way we make other decisions. So this is an unsustainable way of living, and that is the moving away decision-based strategy. It's an unsustainable way of living because once we have distanced ourselves far enough away from the pain or whatever we are running away from, we will begin the journey of sabotaging our way back to where we started. Have you ever heard of yo-yo dieting or someone losing a stack of weight only to put it back on? So for example, if I make a moving away decision for my health by losing weight, right, I am being motivated by the fear of what may happen if I don't lose that weight. This may seem an effective strategy when I begin, and sure, in the short term it is. But as soon as I'm far away enough from that pain, old habits will creep back in, the sabotage and justifications begin, and I will end up where I started, and in some cases worse off. And people do this in all aspects of their lives. My focus here would be predominated by what I don't want. I'll say that again. My focus on a moving away decision, say in the case of losing weight, my focus there will be predominated by what I don't want. So what you focus on expands, and what you don't focus on ceases to exist in your experience. So what I'm going to get here is more of what I don't want, which is eventually circling back to putting all the weight back on. I trust that's making sense. Now we can change focus. This can be done by applying a moving toward decision-making strategy. These are high-quality decisions which are aligned to our values. That's a really important distinction. So a moving toward decision is a high-quality decision because it's aligned to our values, our emotional compass, our soul, our heart. These decisions are from the soul and involve some kind of faith. And they often will involve a profound level of faith if you do this for long enough. So for example, let's go back to the weight thing. If on the other hand, if I decide to lose weight as a moving toward decision, I'm making that decision from a place of love and focusing on who I want to become. It's focusing on a new lifestyle. It's focusing on a new way of being. It's different psychology. There is no focus on what I don't want. There is focus on a new imagined life of what it would mean to lose those X number of kilos. It's completely different psychology. So you can have two people side by side losing weight, and if one's moving away and one's moving toward, I can tell you the moving toward one is much more sustainable. And here's another thing. A moving toward decision gives rise to new experiences, growth, more love of life and self. A moving toward decision expands and deepens our spirit. It brings on a new reality which has zero reference points to any past experiences. Now, this is another crucial distinction. I'll say it again. A moving toward decision has zero reference points to our historical narrative. In other words, it's not linked to any other experiences. There are no other experiences linked to this new way of being. Whilst a moving away decision is based on actual reference points of experience from our past. When we make decisions with no reference points, we are no longer slaves to our story. These kinds of experiences bring a level of unspeakable joy and a deeper, settled way of being. When we make moving toward decisions, we don't know if they will work out. All we have is our commitment to purpose. This is another important point. A moving toward decision, we don't know if it'll work out. The guarantee is that the ego seeks. There is no such thing. All we have is our commitment to purpose, which is that purpose of losing that weight and what that would mean in our life, or in the case of us, moving our family to Noosa. So purpose in the sense of the way we're being, right? So let me share with you a little brief story here, right? So a lot of you know that last year, back in 2021, we moved to Noosa in Queensland. And we moved from Melbourne, Victoria, here in Australia. We had no idea if it was going to work out. Now, we had been living happily in Melbourne all of our lives for just over 50 years. This decision had 0 reference points. In other words, we had no previous experience to draw on. We had never moved interstate or anywhere else, let alone we just stayed in the same sort of suburb in Melbourne for most of our lives. And only our hearts and our commitment to purpose is all that we had. It was a decision that was made on a soul level, not on a mind level. Now, that's what we did. And here we are 5 months in at the time of this recording, and we now have clarity that it was an incredibly great decision. Another crucial distinction is that the clarity came later. It came as a result of our commitment to purpose. Purpose to what? The purpose of what? The purpose our souls have come to experience. In other words, this was a decision, as I just said a moment ago, of the heart, not of the mind. Logically, why would we do this when our lives in Melbourne were comfortable, safe, established, and enjoyable most of the time? Most people will never act on the wisdom of their hearts because they are waiting for clarity to come first. They are clinging to what they know. There is no way that we would have any clarity about our move. How could we? We've got no reference points, or we had no reference points. If we waited for clarity or even tried to become clear before we committed, we wouldn't have made a decision. A moving toward decision is how we grow. It is how we introduce new experiences. It is how we become more. Moving away decisions defends and protects our history. It is a clinging kind of energy. When we cling to our past, we don't grow. We can't grow. Moving toward decisions are a healthy way of training ourselves to let go of what we know and embrace something new. This is a wonderful way to prepare ourselves for the ultimate letting go, and that's the letting go of our bodies, lives, and all it has brought. It is a healthy preparation for post-life existence, or some would call going home, or some would call death, but all we're talking about is the death of the body, not of our consciousness, not of who we really are. Boy, that was a heavy note to end on, wasn't it? My Lord. So I really hope that you got some great value there. I said a lot there in the last whatever period of time I've been talking. And I hope you enjoyed that insight, because I really feel that a lot of people aren't consciously aware of these moving away decisions, that really it's just a very long, winding road of sabotage and justifications back to where we began. It's such a healthy thing, guys, to go and do something that you've got no reference points on, to experience or make a decision on something that you know nothing about. And that's what we did. We had no idea what it would mean to move to Noosa. Moving to a place where we know nobody. We've got a dear friend who used to live here, but they've moved up north even further. We had nobody here. And here we are 5 months down the track, connected with some amazing people, and we're just living in this pool of joy. It is just amazing. So anyway, you take what you need out of that and translate that into your own life situation, and I hope you found that of value. So once again, if I could just finish up with some basic housekeeping. If you haven't joined my private Facebook group, the Emotional Fitness Hub, I encourage you to do so. When I say I encourage you to do so, if you resonate genuinely and really well with the Insights podcast, you'll love the Emotional Fitness Hub. I do similar talks there every single week. I do a little 15, 20-minute session there on spiritual development, on emotional well-being, all that kind of stuff. So thanks for tuning in, and I will see you or speak with you in the next episode. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now. I'm Joe Pane, and you've been listening to Insights, the podcast. If you haven't yet, subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. You can now follow my insights on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'm looking forward to being with you again very soon in the next episode of Insights, the podcast.